use? Okay, what are the applications of this equation? As I said, there are so many applications. For example, if in the nanotechnology, in the nanotechnology, okay, not only in the nanotechnology, we are taking the nanotechnology example because everywhere we use this nanotechnology. Okay, right from the paints to the solar cells. Okay, in the space research also they use that. So one problem is, what the problem is, the particle in a box. So this is the box, this is the box which we have. Let us say this is a box, and inside that we have a particle. What is a particle? The microparticle it is. Okay, subatomic particle it is. It is there inside this. Okay, so it is roaming everywhere inside. It can move inside only. It cannot come out of this. It cannot come out of that. Only it can move inside, right? That means what, we all are in the home. Like it is also, it is in the box that we cannot take it out. Okay, it can move inside this but cannot come out. That means what, inside the psi is available. Okay, this is associated with what, this is associated with the wave function. How we represent that? With the wave function we represent that. That is the psi is there outside. That means psi is not equal to 0 inside, right? That means this is there inside, but outside no, psi is equal to 0. So outside here particle is not available, particle is available inside. Okay, so that psi is not equal to 0, outside it is 0, right? Then if I want to find out the what is the energy of this, okay, then what is the energy eigenvalues and eigenfunction for this? From this Schrodinger equation, we should start with the Schrodinger equation. We have to find out energy eigenvalue and energy eigenfunction of this particle. Okay, this is a problem. We have a box, inside that we have a particle. We have to find out the energy of that by using Schrodinger equation. Why? Because there are so many uses of this. Okay, what are the uses? I'll tell you. So this is a bit complicated. We have this side 3 dimension. This is the 3-dimensional box. So when I have to solve, I have to take this x-axis parameters, y-axis parameters, and z-axis parameters. So all the parameters we have to take. We have to consider all the parameters. So equations will become unnecessarily lengthy. For that, what we will do? We will take 1-dimensional. So this is 2-dimensional box. This is the 2-dimensional box where we have 2 dimensions. This is 1 dimension. This is another dimension. There are only 2 dimensions, x and y. 2 dimensions we have. Here we have x, y, z, 3 dimensions. Inside we have a particle here. Okay. So this cannot come out of this, right? It cannot come out of this. It is inside. So it has got psi with respect to that. Okay. This will also make a problem. And here we have 2 dimensions. So even it is difficult. Why do we use mathematics? To make the life simpler. Okay. By using mathematics, our life should be very easy. We should solve the equations very easily, right? So that I will even more, I'll reduce another dimension. I will cut off this dimension. I'll take only x direction. Okay, so that this particle, no, this particle should move from this point to this point. It cannot come out of it cannot come out from this line. Okay, so that this is called as 1-dimensional box. Though it is not appearing like a box, we should call it as a box. Okay, so it can move from here to here. It can move, it cannot come out of that, right? So that's why it is called as particle in a box, or we can say well. Okay, from where we take the water, no? So this is a well, right? So this is the well we have. Well, bore well. This is not a bore well, this is a well which is having wider mouth. So of course there is no water here. It's a dry well. There is no water inside this. This is the dry well. If suppose if somebody has fell inside this, it's a deep, it's very deep. Okay, the height of the well is very deep, so that if somebody is inside, somebody fell inside, nobody will fall like that. I'm just telling you what is the particle in a box or particle in a deep potential well. So if somebody is there inside this, he cannot come out from this. Why he cannot come out? There is a wall here. Around him there is a wall. Okay, he cannot jump that. He doesn't have that much of energy to come out from the well. Okay, he's stuck inside this well itself. The same way, the particle here, it cannot come out of this. The particle here, it cannot come out of this. Why? Because there is a wall around that. There is a wall around that. Okay, here also it cannot come out. There is a potential. There is a potential, right? There is a potential. It cannot cross this. Only it can move here. It cannot cross it and come out, right? Same way. So the person who is there in the well, dry well, he cannot come out. Okay, with some help he can come out, but the situation is like this. Nobody is there, and this person is inside the well. He cannot come out. The same situation is with this particle also. Okay, where so when we make it like this, when we restrict the particles inside the box, the property of the material will change. For example, if I take the it's a gold. Let us say this is a metal. It's a gold metal, right? What it means, electrons are moving around this. So gold means it's a metal. Metal means electrons are freely moving inside that. Okay, so this is a bulk particle. What is the color of this? This color is yellow. Okay, and it is metal. It conducts electricity. It conducts the electricity. We call it as a metal. Okay, so when I make the part of that, okay, when I divide this many parts, okay, so that what do I get? I'll get nanoparticles. Okay, I'll get nanoparticles. These all are divided, and I'll get the nanoparticles. Let us say these are the nanoparticles, a small nanoparticles like this, right? So this electron, no, what all electrons are there? These are restricted now, restricted to this volume, restricted to this area. These are some very few electrons are there inside this. Those are restricted. When it is restricted, it color changes. Color changes. Why? Because the properties will start changing. And this is the semiconductor now. This is the semiconductor. It is a metal here. And when I make the nanoparticles of that, color changes. Color means it's here it is yellow. I can tune the color from the violet to red. All the colors I can have depending on this particle size. If the particle size is very small, we can have the violet color. If the particle size is bigger, we can have the red color. Okay, so that depends on the property. So when I change this from this, what I have the change in the color. Why? I have restricted the electrons to a single nanoparticle. Same thing is happening here. We are restricting the particle in a box, maybe electrons. We are restricting the electrons inside the box. Okay, so since this is a difficult to solve, this box particle is a difficult to solve, what we have taken one dimension, so that only one variable will be there. Here there are three variables, here there are two variables, here there is only one variable. So we consider this problem and we will solve, so that when this is true for this one dimensions, we can solve this for the three dimensions also. Okay, this is all the problem. What we have to find out, what is the energy inside this, what is the energy, what is the eigen energy. We have eigen function. This is called as eigen function. So f of x, okay, this is eigen functions, wave function. Okay, so wave function will have the value. Wave function will have the value. That value is called as eigenvalue, and this is called as eigen functions. So we are going to find out eigenvalue and eigen function of the particle in a box. So these are used everywhere. Okay, for example, if I have have you seen the roadside, the shining things, shining materials? That means the boards and all, or the strips on the road, that will be shining. Why it will be shining? Because it is having the fluorescent material. It is having the fluorescent material. It is called as the fluorescent material. Fluorescent material. And what it is, it shines. It shines. Okay, how it shines? Because we have the energy levels inside that. This is E1 energy level, this is E2 energy level. Okay, how these will arrive? For this E1 energy level, I'll be having psi1. For this energy level, I'll be having psi2. So like this, I'll be having the wave function with respect to its energy. Here there is a wave function, there is a energy correspond to that. Electron will goes here, comes back, we'll be having the energy here, h nu, which is coming. So in the roadside, what will happen at the night? It will absorb the light. After some time, it will emit. That is called as the fluorescent material. Okay. The same thing will happen in the laser also. So in the laser, we use different materials. In the fluorescent materials, which they are used in the roadsides or strips or boards, that is different. That is the fluorescent material. And in the case of laser, we have different kind of material which will give us the more strong laser outcome. But in the fluorescent materials on the roadsides, that will not be that much strong. Okay, that is the fluorescent material. So what we have to find out, these things we are going to find out from where, from the Schrodinger equation. Okay, let me tell you the problem once again. So what we have this one. So this is a graph. So from this point and from here, so we have a particle here, particle in a box. Okay, if I take this axis, this is one axis and this is another axis. Okay, so this side it is a distance, let us say this is x is the distance this side, and this side it is a v. Okay, this is v, that is v is a potential, this is a potential. Okay, this side it is a potential, this side it's x, right? And this is origin, that is o. Okay, and the distance is a. From here to here the distance is a, but here it is x is equal to 0, here x is equal to a, x is equal to 0, x is equal to a. Okay, so below this there is no particle, above this there is no particle, only it should vary from here to here. That means this distance is a is the distance from here to here. Okay, so that it cannot cross this line, this particle cannot cross this line. Okay, here there is an infinite potential barrier, here v is equal to infinity, this line goes to infinity, and here it goes to infinity, it goes to infinity, the potential is very high, it can move over here. Okay, what is the value of v here? Value of v here, value of v at this point is 0. Okay, and value of point v is equal to 0 here. Okay, that means inside the box on this line v is what? V is 0. Okay, as soon as it reaches this point, the v is equal to infinity. Okay, there is high potential barrier. At this point v is equal to high. This is simple graph, it is graph of v versus graph of distance. Okay, at this point v is infinity, at this point v is infinity, at all the points v is what? V is 0. As this is increasing, it's just a graph. Okay, how do you plot the graph? One axis is v and there is x. Okay, so like this you plot the graph, right? So you put here v is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. Okay, like that, and then like this 1 2 3 4, here 1 2 3 4, like that, right? Here what are the values you'll find. So this is just a graph. At x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 0, what is the value of v? Value of v is infinity. At x is equal to 0, value of v is infinity. Okay, and then it goes 1 2 3 4. At x is equal to a, if I reach here x is equal to a, so at 1 is also it is 0, at 2 it is 0, at 3 it is 0, at 4 it is 0. Everywhere all the points are 0 0 0 0 0, right? When we come to a, when we come to a here at this point, what is v? V is again infinity, again infinity. Okay, when it reaches here it goes infinity. Understood? What is the meaning of this? Infinity means it cannot come out from this box, that's it, it cannot come out from this box. Okay, now we will consider the Schrodinger equation. We know that the Schrodinger equation, the Schrodinger, what is the Schrodinger equation? Schrodinger equation is, it is d square psi divided by, it is dx square plus 8 pi square m divided by x square, then e minus v into psi is equal to 0. This is the Schrodinger equation. Let me call this as equation number 1. Okay, and in this, what is v? V is equal to 0. V is equal to 0 inside the box. We have to find out the energy of this. So inside that, so this is equal to 0. Okay, so that inside the box v is equal to 0. So when I substitute that, what do I get? So d square psi divided by dx square plus 8 pi square em divided by h square. This is E psi is equal to 0. Understanding? So in this equation, I'll substitute this value as k square. I'll substitute this as k square. Okay. So that this is d square psi divided by dx square plus this is k square psi is equal to 0. This is equation number 2. Okay. So this is the differential equation. That is, this is a Schrodinger equation. Same Schrodinger equation we have written in this form. We have replaced only this k square and we have substituted this v is equal to 0 because inside the box it can move anywhere. So there is no potential. So there is no potential. So v is equal to 0. We have substituted. Solution of this, solution of 2e is given as, directly from the mathematics I am taking solution of equation 2. Solution of equation 2 is given as, that is psi is equal to, it is a cos kx plus b sine kx. This is solution. Okay, let me call this equation number 3. Okay, so this is equation number 3, right? A cos kx, b cos kx. Now actually the problem is solved because we have taken from the mathematics, directly we have taken. This is the equation. This is the Schrodinger equation. This is in the form of, this equation is in the form of differential equation. The solution is given like this. Finished, right? But what we want is, I want this energy term. I want energy of the particle, so that there are so many applications. So energy of this, how to find out? We have to find out. So in this equation, so this is constant, this is constant, okay, and this is constant. We have to find out a, k, and b. We have to find out, right? So that those things we are going to find out in the equations. So today we will find out the energy eigenvalue, and today we will find out the energy eigenvalue, and then in the next class we will find the energy eigenfunction. Okay, two things we are going to find out, right? So let us start with the energy eigenvalue. So here we'll take two cases. One case is at x is equal to 0, what is the psi will become 0. At x is equal to a, what is the psi is equal to 0, it will become, right? That is the first case I'll take. Okay, when the psi is equal to 0, psi when it will become 0, right? When psi is equal to become 0, when it becomes 0, at this point, okay, outside it is not there. At this point and outside there is no psi, only inside it is there, outside it is not there. Okay, psi means it's a particle, means it's a function for the particle at x is equal to 0. And right, this is second one. What is the second one? Psi is equal to 0 at x is equal to a, at this point, right? At this point again there is no particle, inside is there, outside it is not there. Okay, or you can write below also, at x is lesser than, right? S is lesser than 0, or x is greater than a. Okay, that means this is outside, this is outside, this is outside, right? It is not there outside. Okay, let us substitute the value of this x is equal to 0 in this equation, so that this equation number 3 will become, tell me what is equation number 3. So psi is equal to 0, so this is 0, that will become 0, so that will become 0, and a, I'll write it as it is, cos of k, what is x? X is 0 plus b, okay, sine k into 0. Okay, so since this is 0, so cos 0 is what? Cos 0 is 1 plus sine 0 0, everything will become 0. So what I'll get? I'll get a is equal to 0. Okay, I found this a value first. Okay, let us find out this k value, and finally we are going to find out the value of b, right? So now what is the value of k? Again, I'll consider the second condition. What is the second condition? The second condition is, okay, the second condition is psi is equal to 0 at x is equal to a. So this is the second condition. Okay, where we should substitute? We should substitute in this equation. In this equation number 3. This is number 3. So number 3. Okay, substitute the value. Psi is equal to 0 is equal to a's value is what? A's value we have found out it is a 0. A is equal to 0, right? So that this will become 0 cos of ka, x value is a, plus b sine ka is the answer for this. So this will become 0. So that what I'll get, b sine ka is equal to 0, right? Or can I write it as sine ka is equal to 0? So this will become sine ka is equal to 0, right? Now can you tell me sine pi, what is the value of sine pi? Sine pi is equal to 0. And sine 2 pi, what is the value of sine 2 pi? That is also 0. Okay, if I go like this, then sine n pi is equal to what? That will become 0. Okay, can I write this sine n pi is equal to 0? Okay, from these two equations, can I write ka is equal to n pi? K is equal to n pi from these two equations, right? Then what is the value of k? Value of k is n pi divided by a is the value of k. Okay, we found the second value now. So in this equation, this is solution of the equation. In that we have found this is 0 and we have found this k. K is what we found as it is n pi divided by a. Okay, then this also we are going to find out, right? So this is second one we found now, right? So that therefore the k square, we know that we substituted, right? So we have what do we have? We have k square is equal to, we have substituted here, this k square is equal to, we have substituted in this equation. Okay, k square is equal to what? K square is equal to, it is 8 pi square m divided by h square e. Okay, what we wanted to find out? We wanted to find out this value. Okay, ultimately we wanted to find out this energy term, energy of a particle. Now energy term is here, so energy is equal to, take this side, that is h square divided by 8 pi square m, then k square. Okay, what is the value of k we found? N pi square a. Substitute that value, that is e, right? This is h square divided by 8 pi square m, then this is n square pi square divided by a square. Substituted that value, this one and this one will get cancelled. Okay, I remain with what? H square n square divided by 8 m a square. So what is this? What is this? This is energy eigen value, okay, of a particle. We found energy eigenvalue of a particle, okay, where n is equal to, 1, 2, 3, like that it will go. Okay, so that can I write here e to the subscript n. So this is the energy eigenvalue. Fine. Then here in this case, okay, in this case, for n is equal to 1, if I substitute, n is equal to 1 if I substitute, then it is called as ground state energy. It is ground state energy. Okay, ground state energy, and here it will be E1 is equal to, this is h square divided by 8 ma square. Okay, then for n is equal to 2, it is first excited state. First excited state or first excited energy. This will be E2 is equal to, so it will become 4 now, 4 h square divided by 8 ma square. Okay, so you should remember that for 1 it is ground state. Okay, for 0 it is not there. For 0 there will not be any wave function only. If it is 0, then particle itself is not there. There is no question of a system. Okay, so if it is n is equal to 1, then we should substitute here 1. Then this is E1. It is called as a ground state. Now you should take care here. N is equal to 2. This is first excited state. Okay, for first excited state, we are substituting n is equal to 2. Okay, it is not same. It's if it is n is equal to 2, it is not second excited state. It is first excited state. Then here it is E2. It will go like this. Okay, it will go n is equal to 3 like that. So what is its meaning? So we have excited state like this. This is E1. E1 is what? It is a ground state. E2, it is the first excited state. Okay, E3 is the second excited state. This is the second excited state. Like that it will go. Okay, where it is applicable, as I said, in the lasers it is applicable. It is dependent on this only. In the semiconductors we have the valence band, conduction band and all. So there we can find out the particle in a box. That semiconductor itself becomes a particle in the box. Okay, so this is the electron which goes here. Okay, so to take the energy from here to here, to jump from here to here, how much energy it should have? This much energy it should have. Okay, or if electron is here, what is the energy of this? Energy of that is this. If electron is here, what is the energy of that? Energy of that is E3 is equal to, it will be 3 into 3, it will be 9. 9 h square divided by 9 h square divided by 8 ma square. Okay, so these are the energy eigenvalues which are found by the energy eigenfunctions. So where it is useful in the fluorescent materials, in the nanotechnology, in the semiconductors, okay, in the transistors, everywhere it is useful. If the basic research in this is very high, then we will get the high quality components. Then we will get very tiny transistors, we will get very small nano size diodes we will get, so that our mobiles or computers size will reduce. Okay, so everything we have in the mobile, that means all the computer features are there in the mobile. Why? Because of these inventions, that size has been reduced. So we are better understanding of these all things. That's why the size of the all the materials have become less. So this is the thing. So I'll just revise what all things we have seen in this case. So this is the particle in a box. This is the particle in a box. So we have written this Schrodinger equation we have written. Okay. So in this V is equal to 0 we have made, and this is the Schrodinger equation. And here we have substituted as k square. Okay. So this equation, the form in this form, and the solution of this is a cos x, b sin x is the solution of this. Okay, we have taken two cases, at the origin place and at the a, x is equal to a. This is the width of that well, potential wells is width. Okay, that condition we have taken, substituted the value in the solution, and we found the value of a. Right, similarly we have substituted the second case at x is equal to a. Substitute the value of that psi is equal to 0, a is equal to 0, and a is equal to x, so that we found b sine kx as this value. So from the trigonometry we can find out sine n pi is equal to 0, so that this we can equate these two equations, so that k is equal to n by pi divided by a. And ultimately what I wanted energy term. So we found the energy term in this form. Okay, so this we found the energy eigenvalues. Okay, we have to find out the energy eigenfunctions. So still we have to find out what is the value of this. Okay, when I find what is the value of this and substitute it in this equation, that will become energy eigenfunction. That is very simple.